How you doing, guys? This is Dana from Master Land Investing University. First of all, I want to welcome you to our audio. Really nice having you listening in. What I want to talk about today is young people going from college to early retirement, or even having a retirement plan. I've seen it in the past, and I think it's still the case in schools, right on through elementary, through grammar school, high school, college, etc. What they don't teach is financial freedom, or even any financing or budgeting. And I think it's curricula that needs to be addressed. My kids didn't get it. I didn't get it. And I'm sure most kids going through school nowadays, even through the college programs, unless they're majoring in business and business finance, I don't think they're getting those tools in their box. So it's always bothered me. I think it's something that needs to be addressed. What happens is most people, the parents, they save a ton of money. They have a college fund put away. The kids get through school. Either the kid got the student loan and incurs a ton of debt for a long time to come with high interest, or the parents actually sacrificed all these years for these kids, and they have great intent. They go into college, they're fired up to get a great degree, have a great career, and more often than not, they come out of school and there's really no job placement. It usually takes a while to get a job, and once they do, they realize it's going to take a long time to climb that business ladder to get where they need financially to even start squaring away their past debt through the student loans. So what I want to address today is some of the options that there's available for kids to have a better plan, a business model, to get out of school, or if you're already out of school, to maybe look at this as an option. And I think land investing is a great option for young people, old people, etc., at any age, basically. I mean, the younger, the better. What I want to talk about is a couple of options that you could use, and it's just an option, but it's a proven fact that these work if you apply them, and you become a student of the business, you learn the laws of the land, you do the whole program, and you follow it as a typical business model. One way you could do it is you start out as a short-term investor. What you do is you start acquiring land at wholesale, and you turn around and sell at a discount price. You've built yourself up a buyer's list or a list of builders, and you tie up the property on contract, and you turn around, you buy it wholesale and turn around and sell it to them at a discount price just below retail. And a lot of times you can just assign the contract to them. Your name's never on the final contract or recorded deed. And basically you just take the cream from the top and you stuff it away. Another scenario, another way to do it that's really feasible is you turn around and you buy property as an investor, wholesale, and you turn around and sell it retail. When I say retail, what I mean is you can turn around and list it on a multitude of internet sites, Zillow, Craigslist, there's a lot of them. And you can do that, or you could give it to a realtor, have the realtor list it. So you buy it wholesale, you're listing it at a retail price, and once the property sells, you go ahead and tuck that money away, and that's your money that you're going to stuff away for the long-term investing. Another option that I really like, and I think it's a great way to build up short-term wealth and build up passive income, is the same scenario as the first two. What you do is you buy wholesale, you turn around and put it back on the market retail, either through a realtor or through yourself listing it at some of these internet sites, and you offer owner finance, no credit. You can set your rate at 20, 30, 40% down. Typically, I do it at 12% interest over 5 or 10 years. And what that does is a lot of times, because you're setting a retail price, and there's so many people out there that have the American dream, just haven't got the funds or the credit to go ahead and buy property, and most banks won't lend money on vacant land, especially in building lots. You can jack the price up a tad because you're doing them a favor, and you're not gonna recover all your money overnight. So for instance, if the market is the average value is about 10 grand for that particular property, sometimes you can put up to 12,000, collect 20, 30% down, and then you have passive income coming in your mailbox, which I call mailbox money, over time. And if you do these a few times, you can build up quite a substantial amount of money coming in, 1,000, 15, 2,000 a month over a period of 5 or 10 years. Now that puts you in a pretty good position, because at this time you're going to maintain your job, whether it's full-time or part-time. So that covers most of your daily bills or monthly bills. And now you've created some passive income. Now you can start looking at some long-term investments, which would be investing in raw development land, future development land, commercial land. And what you do is you look outside a circumference of a major city or a metropolitan area. And typically, rule of thumb is about 20, 30 miles out. I've taught a lesson on it, and it gets pretty extensive. But like anything, it's easy to learn. It's not rocket science. Basically, you'd go to the master plan of that community. You'd look at the census of that community, and it's speculation. And what you do is you find a piece of property outside of that radius, 20, 30 miles. And the speculative part is you're speculating on future growth. And like anybody, if you've grown up around a city or outside a city, it's inevitable as you look back in time as you get older that these cities expand because the people are still being born every day, new kids. And there's always a need for new buildings, new rentals, new bricks and mortar housing, commercial, industrial, so on. So as areas grow, they expand. And as they go through the 4 phases of real estate cycle, there'll be a lot of expansion, then it'll slow down. About 15 to 18 years typically is the historic numbers. And so now you have an idea, you've learned that lesson of the 4 phases of real estate cycle. So you take some of your passive income and you turn around, you look for raw land that's speculative investment for the future. And when you do this, you can make deals. You want to get creative like I've talked in the other lessons. You find a property that's got potential for the future. This way you're placed in the right position for future growth. Typically you buy the property or finance the property through the seller. And then what you want to do in turn is find somebody to place into that property while the equity grows over that 10, 20, 30 years. You could lease it back to a farmer. I've seen where you can use it for storage facilities, possibly a hunting camp. There's a whole variety of things if you get creative that you could find somebody to place them on that property to cover most of your carrying cost over that time. And this way it alleviates a lot of your debt. You still have your passive income coming in. And you're in a much better position for early retirement, or at least to have a nice nest egg as you get older. I just think that's a great option as far as young people, even middle-aged people that want to finally learn and look towards the future so they can pretty much secure a better retirement situation or plan. Because you don't want to be in a position that you're going to a job every day, you really don't like your job, you've been there 20, 30 years, you're relying on your retirement and your Social Security, you're having to punch the clock, you'd rather be somewhere else, and at the end of the day, the amount of your Social Security check and possibly your retirement plan, even if the company stays open that long, and as we all know, there's really no job security in big or small companies anymore. They come and go every night. So this is a great option. It's something to entertain, obviously. And what we teach at Master Land Investing University is we have a beginner's course, which is the ABCs of land investing, which is pretty informative. There's about 12 to 14 lessons, I think, right now. And then we're going to offer an intermediate course, which will fill you in on more of the details, give you some other options on types of investing. Now, what I referred to in these lessons, this one today, is basically short-term investing and then leaning towards long-term investing for the building your nest egg for the future and early retirement. And then finally, what we're going to do is offer a master series, which will be a lot of my tricks, things I've learned over the past, a one-page contract, how I went from 2,000 to over $1 million just over a year, how I was able to sell property when the market stopped and create $1.8 million in mailbox money. So there's a lot of things you can learn. I think if you start at the beginning and go through the whole course, all 3 phases of the courses, you'll definitely have all the tools in your box to be a master investor, whether you decide to pursue it for your investment, for long-term, for retirement, or you possibly just want to buy some land for future building, for yourself, for your family, or like most people, you just want to own the American dream and have a piece of land to have an option, whatever you want to do with it later on. So this is the lesson for the day. It's not too extensive. It's just a basic broad stroke of what the possibilities are. It's definitely an option. I mean, believe me when I say I wish that they had taught a lot of these things in school and I had learned it earlier because I would have been in a much better position going forward. But it is what it is. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button. If you feel it's worth sharing, please share it. Just stay tuned. If you want to subscribe, there's going to be a lot more videos coming up and audios to provide information for all of you guys. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. I'm out. Bye-bye.